Welcome. These sessions will be recorded. I'm pleased you could join us for the Business Education Resilience webinars with 1917. My name is Pauline Markward, and I'm the Executive Director of the Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce, which is made up of members with common interests and concerns related to the business environment in the Bowie area. It is the primary professional trade organization in the Greater Bowie area dedicated to the protection, enhancement, and success of business in the Bowie community. The Bowie COVID-19 Bowie Business Recovery Assistance Program delivers online technical assistance to help Bowie businesses accelerate their post-pandemic economic recovery. This program is a collaboration between the Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce and the Bowie Business Innovation Center Business Accelerator funded by the City of Bowie. During the webinar, it is best to be comfortable with your video on. Remember to mute yourself. Please ask questions through the chat unless otherwise directed. Welcome, William Eric Lindsay, Senior Business Counselor at 1917.
Hey, Pauline. Thanks for having us back for another exciting webinar. And this one is highly anticipated because last week we were actually trying to play Where's Waldo? We're trying to figure out where is Dr. Levine's going to be this week, because in January, February, March, Dr. Levine was in Mexico. So last week we were playing that global geography map. Where is Dr. Levine going to be? So she's going to explain where she is. That's not a virtual background. That's a real background that you guys are seeing. So, so just glad to have everyone here today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen for like a minute or two, and I will just want to talk a little bit about what we're doing today. So as Pauline mentioned, we're doing a business education and resiliency webinars. My name is William Eric Lindsay. I'm the owner of 1917. I'm also a business coach and senior business consultant. That's my contact information there. But first, I always want to say thank you to the Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce just for selecting myself and all the other counselors and consultants and coaches and experts who have been part of this 24 webinar series. It's been great. It's been fun. Very educational. It's been fun for all of us. The feedback I got from all of the presenters who are experts in their field have been just beyond astounding. They've had a great time. They love what they do. We love what we do, and they love just being part of the community and just helping out as much as possible. So thank you, Pauline, and the Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce for selecting all of us, the entire team, in presenting this great information that we're doing. So what is, if this is your first time here, what is this webinar, Business Education and Resilience webinar series all about? So this is a 2-section, 12-part webinar series. So we've had, we've completed the first section, which ended on tax day, April 15th. And we're now in section 2, and this is webinar number 10. What we've done is sort of approach this from a programmatic perspective, where one webinar builds upon the other. So we started from day one, goal setting, the why of your business. What are we doing? And then we went to the business planning, and then we went to financial literacy. So we built, every webinar built on sort of like a little bit of the business life cycle. So, we also got updates from our federal government colleague on the PPP and the EIDL. All of this is recorded, so you can always go back and take a look at that. But we're gearing up for a grand finale of July 15th, where we do a Pitch Your Business competition. So a lot of the members, a lot of attendees who are watching these webinars live, they will have a chance to sort of pitch your business. And this is where the fun comes in. So everything that you've learned, everything that you've seen through the webinars, we definitely want to, put that in practice. Whether you're in business for a year, or you're a pre-venture, or you're in business for 20 years, doesn't matter. Put it all in practice and put your business pitch together. So what we'll do is we'll select the first place winner. We're also going to select the second and third place winner. And it's going to be a great set of prizes for those winners. So my pitch to you today is we have about two webinars left. I'm glad you all are here. So please come back for the final 2 webinars, which is coming next week and the week after. So with that, I'm excited to introduce you to Dr. Terry Levine. Not much I can say about her. All I can say is try to guess where she is, because last week we started this game. She's going to tell you, but she's an expert in marketing. She's an expert in what she does, and she has a lot of information to share. And if you have any questions, please just raise your hand, type it in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself, go ahead and interact with Dr. Terry Levine, because she is a wealth of information for 20, 30 years of field experience in doing this and teaching it and doing it and getting data. So she knows what she's talking about. So with that, Dr. Levine, tell us where you are and thanks for coming.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Pauline. I'm great to be here again. So I'll tell all of you a very quick story. I was in a meeting in Philadelphia. So when those of you who are guessing, I had intended to be doing this in Philadelphia. And the meeting was midway between my home in Philadelphia and my home in New Jersey. And I thought, I'm halfway there. I'll just drive down to my beach home. And there was a terrible accident or something on the parkway, and there was no way I was going to make it, and I couldn't get back to Philadelphia. So where I am, and you couldn't have guessed this one, I'm in the parking lot at a rest area. I don't even know where I am. I'm somewhere in New Jersey. I was able to hotspot off my phone, and these very nice people next to me who are running the farm stand gave me power from my computer. So this isn't where I expected to be, and thank you. The technology works everywhere that we are. So I'm excited to be with you. Some of you were with me last time. I'm excited to be back and to see you today. And we're going to talk even further beyond where we went last time, and it's creating a conveyor belt of qualified prospects without spending a dime on ads. And it does work in any business, in any economy. I have about 6,200 students right now all around the world using this. So it works for everyone in every industry. So if you're any kind of a business owner and you want to add an additional 6 figures, and I really mean that, 6 figures is typically what people are adding with the system, then you're going to want to take notes here with me today, wherever I am in New Jersey. And I will make you a promise that if you stay till the very end, I do have a special gift for you. Absolutely no strings, no obligations, something that will go even deeper to enhance your learning. So let me give you a disclaimer. I always like to give a disclaimer. My methods work. They've worked for me. They've worked for thousands of students. However, they don't work if you don't apply them. You have to absolutely apply them. You have to do something with them. You have to make sure that you are doing something. And I tell people it's not a, red pill, blue pill magic. It works if you work. So, very quickly, my story for those of you who didn't meet me last time. I am a business consultant. I've been in this industry for 27 years now. I've worked with thousands of clients in 19 different countries and over 400 different industries. And this is my 8th multi-million-dollar business. I've owned businesses in all different kinds of companies. And I have to be very transparent. It has not always been easy. When I started my first business, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I wasted almost a year on marketing and ads. Nothing was working. And then I figured something out, and then it worked. And then it's worked in every business since. And that's when I've decided I'm going to share it and teach it to others. So if you're ready for change, that's what we're going to do today. It's time for change. We can't do marketing the way we've been doing it because frankly, that's not working. So I'm going to ask you to be in this presentation open-minded, like this kid, curious, and being willing to let go of what you actually do believe, what you think, well, this is how you do it. And just to be open and curious, and then what I teach will work best for you. Today, I'm going to give away a lot of secrets. I'm going to give away my combination, unlock the vault so that you can actually prosper and advance in your business. Now, there's lots of ways that people are doing business. I like to do business the easy way. I like things that are easy, effortless, joyful, and fun. Otherwise, what is life made of? And we all know our check-in day or birthday. We don't know our check-out day. So I like to live life in the moment. I like to have a life that's full and that's rich. And I want that for you as well. So I'm going to give you the easy way. And again, you can get real results like my client family members do. Just to give you a couple of these, you can live vicariously through them for now, and then you'll have the opportunity actually to have the results. Jacqueline Gregorio, she signed up with me really right out of college. And she said, I want to start a business. I don't know what to do. She made $57,000 in her first 2 months. In month number 3, she earned $68,000. $88,000. Within 6 months, she earned $127,000. She went on last year during COVID to do $356,000. And she's really living a life of freedom. She's working about 2 hours a day in her business and creating massive value for others. This is what Mark Victor Hansen said. If you read Chicken Soup, right? He's somebody that I know very well. He called me the coach of coaches who mentors from the highest point of view with the most insight, knowledge, and wisdom. Reach and drink deeply from her wisdom. And here's one more. This is Barbara Portzline. She is a consultant, as a matter of fact. She made $102,000 instantly working with me. There's a video testimonial of her online. She's made now an additional $457,000. What's more important for her is she needed time freedom. She has some major issues with one of her children and really needed to be home and to support her kids, and that's happened for her. All right, now it's your turn to get the kind of results that I've helped other people with. So I'm going to give you the same solutions that I've shared with them. And everything I'm sharing with you, that's why I want you open and curious. These are proven strategies. A lot of what people are using right now is not proven. They see somebody else do it. They think, well, everybody has a funnel. I'll get a funnel. And then they're wondering why they're spending time, money, and energy on things that simply don't work. So just know that everything here has been tested to remove the frustration, the struggles, the stress of growing a business. And every single day I talk to business owners who are really frustrated with their methods and seeing that things are not working. So I like to have cash always handy for you, right? And instead of it going out the door, wasting it like toilet paper, we want it coming in the door instead of you continuing to spend money on ads and marketing that doesn't work. So I actually named what I'm teaching you a process, and I call it the modern coaching business model. The modern coaching business model, and I'm going to show you why we're using a modern method in just a moment. So today, let's go through 3 secrets, and these are the 3 secrets as to why things aren't working right. And I want to teach you this one, number 1. It's not your fault if you're not having the success you want. It's not your fault. It's totally not your fault. It's that your model is flawed. You haven't been taught the new way of doing business, and you need a new model. The second, and we'll dive into each secret. The second secret is no matter what business you're in, no matter where you live, you are nothing if you do not have a unique proprietary model for doing business and a system. And I'm going to teach you that today. Make sure we cover that. And the third secret that I'm going to teach you today, which might sound counterintuitive, is that crises, challenges, pandemics, recessions, all of these things are actually your best friend. I know that sounds strange. I made more money during the pandemic, right? And I see Eric shaking his head, and so did my clients. And that is because we understand how to do business the modern way. So they're actually friends and not foes. So let's dive into each secret. I said secret number 1 is you're not flawed. Trust me, none of you are flawed. Your model isn't the right model. If you do not speak to one very specific, small, deep, narrow niche, and you're trying to reach too many people, you're doing it wrong. If you're not giving that audience the one result that they want, not what you think they want or not what you want to sell, and if you're not using the right channel to reach them, then you're not going to be successful. So again, it's not you, it's that your model isn't helping you reach a very small, specific audience. You haven't found out from them what the one result is that they want in their own words. And you may not be using the right channels to reach them. So we're going to go a little deeper on all of these. I'm going to give you an example. It's a real client family member. She came to me and I said, so what do you do? And she said, I coach women to lose weight. Oh, and I'm also part of a direct sales company. Oh, I also do relationship coaching and I help people find their perfect mate. Now, that's a really scattered person. Okay. And I'm sharing hers because a lot of people sound like that or look like that online. Afterwards, we came up with 1. By surveying her audience and asking, what do you want? Now she does one thing. She helps women who want to lose weight. And you'll see how we get even more specific in a moment with her. So let me tell you what happened as a result of just getting specific. In her first month, when we changed and said, this is who you're speaking to and what you do, she got 9 people into a program that we created to help women lose weight, charging $3,000 a person with a guarantee that they would lose a minimum of 10 pounds if they followed her system. She charged $3,000. She got 9 people in. So in her very first month, she had an additional $27,000 when she got clear, one result, and found out what her audience wanted. So we're going to address the elephant in the room. And I'm going to do, a Joan Rivers. Can we talk? The biggest issue that I see is we're not finding out the result that people want. We're guessing. So I'll be very transparent. I have a brand new client family member. She just started last week. And she said, oh, what I want to do is I want to help business leaders energetically heal their childhood wounds. And I said, that's great that you want to do that. Are people asking for that? She goes, well, no, but they need it. It's very hard to find those people. You can't do a Facebook ad for them. You can't find a LinkedIn group for them. And the average person isn't Googling that. And I pointed that out to her. So what I did is I had her survey her audience and ask, if I could give you one result and only one result, what would you want? And they said, organization. I feel really cluttered and scattered. So now we're creating a program around that. So the can we talk is the elephant in the room is you don't know what you don't know. You've got to ask your audience and they will tell you what they want. Now, the second secret, and this is where we're going to go a little bit deeper, is you have to have a unique proprietary model. So let's just talk about my industry and Eric, your industry, right? So business consulting, coaching, strategy, advising. There's lots of people that do that, just like there's lots of people that own a restaurant. There's lots of mortgage brokers or realtors. There's lots of all of us. You have to be unique in how you come across to people. And the way that you do that is having your own named system, model, or method. I named this one modern coaching, right? Modern coaching method. It's a name. I have another method that I use with clients that are engaged with me, and it's called promising profits. And so when someone looks at Terry Levine, there's a uniqueness. I offer something no one else offers. One of my clients, you'll see some of them, offers a method called ARC, A-R-C. And yes, it's an acronym for what he does. As soon as you have that, you're not a cookie cutter. When you're a cookie cutter, what people do is they go, yeah, I am looking for a business strategist. Oh, this one's really inexpensive. They look like all the others. I'll take that one. Versus this one's different. Give you another uniqueness, a guarantee. Now, I have a very unique guarantee in my industry. I guarantee 200% return on investment. If you follow what I teach, you can't just think it's going to come by osmosis. If it doesn't work for you, and I've had one failure in 6,003 clients, I give you all your money back. Plus, I write you a check for $5,000 because it was my fault. Something was broken. That is a proprietary way of doing business and not a cookie cutter way of doing business. So, whatever it is that you do, you want to talk to people about your system, your method, or your formula because the way you do it is unique. I have a friend of mine who's a realtor, and she was saying, there's so many people that don't come to her and they put their houses up with other people that we know, like our circle of friends. Why? And I said, well, just guarantee them something. Have a formula, name it. We just called it Robin's Real Estate. Okay, that's her name, Robin. Robin's Real Estate. Nobody else has Robin's Real Estate. And people go, well, what is that? She goes, oh, I have an exact formula that works to get your house sold for top dollar. And I guarantee that if I can't get you the price that we agree on and think is reasonable within 60 days, then I will cut my commission in half. So as soon as you do something that's a little bit unique and a little bit unusual, more people come, not less, more people come. So I help my client family members create a core unique positioning statement. That's actually trademarked to my company, Heartrepreneur. Write that down. If you're taking notes, write that one down. Core unique positioning statement. Doesn't matter who you are, where you live, what you do. I said you need to have something like this. It is not a unique selling proposition. It is not when you get up in front of a room at a chamber meeting or at a BNI or LaTip and you say, I'm the dream maker. I help people achieve their dreams. And people go, you're laughing. I get it. What does that person do? We don't know what you do. It is actually a statement that not only tells people what you do, it shows that you're unique and that you're different. And that is what creates the kind of profitability that I have and my client family members have. So we're going to back to my client, the one who came to me helping people do this, that, and the other thing. And we said, you help women lose weight. So we created her proprietary system and we named it She Shreds It System. I always have trouble getting that one out. She Shreds It System. First of all, the name of it tells you exactly the benefit and the result and who it's for, right? It's for women, clearly. Then her core unique positioning statement is this: I help women over 40. Remember, I said you need a specific narrow audience. And so we start with I help, I serve, or I support. Who, she tells who, and what is the issue? Who are struggling with hormonal issues. We're getting narrower and narrower. And what does she help them do? Now we give them the result. Shred 10 pounds in 6 weeks with my proprietary, then you name your system, She Shreds It system. And by the way, we would add a word, and that big word is there for you: guaranteed. Guaranteed, right? And of course, when someone comes and joins the program, she says you have to submit a worksheet every day that you've done the following things. Now we have an app that we're building where they'll track all of those things. And if they do the program, she knows they'll probably lose 15 pounds. So she's happy to say 10. So that's a core unique positioning statement. I just put a whole bunch of examples here and I'm going to go through them. Notice how they're similar. So I want you to see them. You can live vicariously through these members. I help people. What people? People who are tired and frustrated. Tired and frustrated of what? Of constantly saying what, right? I get you to hear again. She's a doctor of audiology, by the way, by following my proprietary HEAR method. Nobody else has that but her. There's other doctors of audiology, but they don't have the HEAR method. That ensures you never miss another word, guaranteed. Another one, I help consultants scale their practice using my proprietary Rebel Results method. You're seeing a pattern. Yeah, you're seeing a pattern that gives them more money and more free time, guaranteed. These are models for you. I'll just, pick one more. I help frustrated entrepreneurs to adapt and pivot their business using my proprietary ARC method. They're able to have more time freedom, guaranteed. Okay, so that's what you must have. And then I'm showing you just what we do. So we have this core unique positioning statement. And then if we don't use it and integrate it everywhere, it doesn't do us any good. It goes on our signature file. It goes on our headers on social media. It goes in our emails. It goes in our letterhead. It goes in our business card. And it goes on our landing pages. We have a headline, a subhead, and we offer people free downloads. We do consumer awareness guides and automated webinars. And you're gonna get some more information at the end where you can actually watch these in action. And every one of my members creates their proprietary process. So we've got the Finding Me, she has a special process. We have the 5 pillars of the ARC method, his proprietary process. We've got, just to give you more examples, we've got the WIN holistic transformation model. He works with businesses. We've got harmony and balance, and they all are following the exact same thing that I'm teaching you. Obviously, I help them implement it, but that's what you can do. Now, here's what literally gets in the way, and that's our thoughts. That's being human, and our thoughts get in the way. We start being stressed, we start our old habits, we start getting confused, and we stop ourselves. I did that too. So I had an aha moment. And my aha moment that came to me that I want to share is everyone was doing business in what looked like the same way. They were on computers, they were on social media. These days, we've all been on Zoom, and they were all kind of sitting behind everything in the back. And when I started this business 27 years ago, we didn't have Zoom and we didn't have as much computer stuff, but I thought everyone was doing the same thing. It was in my industry, it was doing free calls, right? Free strategy calls. And I still see people offering this online. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you all get this, but my LinkedIn oh my gosh, my in-mail is, hey, can we have a virtual coffee? Can I send you my pitch? Or I'm like, oh no, I don't even know you. And so what hit me is this was not an authentic way to do business. Heartrepreneur, the name of my company, it stands for authenticity, transparency, and integrity. So instead of hiding behind computers, this was my aha moment. I'm going to go build relationships. I'm going to build heart-to-heart connections. And all I did was simply started going places where my target audience was hanging out, whether it was at the chamber, right? Or whether it was at another kind of an event, or whether they were hanging out in bookstores, or they were hanging out in meetups. I went where my audience was already. When social media came to be, I went where my audience already was hanging out. I have spent this entire 27 years just being in front of wherever my audience was and not hunting. That was my aha moment. Everyone was hunting for clients. Where can I get more clients? Where can I get more customers? And I thought, I'm not going to hunt. I'm going to focus on the ones I have, and I'm just going to hang out, and I'm going to create value and education. I'm going to give away my best knowledge free. I'm going to give everything away and let people experience me. And the proof of what happened is people come to me every day. This is what I call reverse marketing. That's another writer downer, reverse marketing. Reverse marketing means I wake up in the morning like I did today, and I have 9 qualified prospects that have filled out an application and asked to speak with my team. We didn't go looking for them. They found me through my core unique positioning statement, putting it online, offline, and showing up at the right places, giving value, and simply allowing people to raise their hand and not coming after them. And the proof is that it works for me, and it's worked for over 6,300 client family members. And there's so many here. I pulled one out. This gentleman came to me and he was trying to get qualified leads, and he'd done everything. He worked with a lot of consultants. He was doing email and have built an email list. I have to do pay-per-click. My gosh, a lot of money on Facebook ads. And his biggest thing was he got on the phone or Zoom every day and said, I'm talking to all these people that they're not qualified. They don't have the money. And I said, okay, stop that. Just go back and ask the one result question, find out what people want. He fully listened. We created a core unique positioning statement, and then he had people apply for his time. And then he only spent time on Zoom or on the phone with qualified prospects. So in less than 3 weeks, he had clients coming to him. You and I have to look at our belief system. If you believe it's hard, or believe you have to use funnels or Facebook ads or be on every social media platform, that's that open and curious. Go back to that little boy with the wide eyes. We've got to let that go. We've got to change our beliefs. Secret number 3 is the one that everyone's like, pandemic, how was that a good thing? Not saying the pandemic was good, however, it could be good for business. Being in this industry for 27 years, my gosh, we've been through a recession. We've been through a pandemic. We've been through terrorist attacks. We've been through .com crashes. I've been through it all. All of those things have made my business better. Why? When people are going through crisis mode, they turn for help. They actually turn for help. So I took a restaurant owner whose restaurant was closed during the pandemic and came to me and said, I can't do business. And I'm like, yes, you can. Now is the time to look at how can I do business? How can I do business? So they developed not only delivery service for their business. This is going to sound so weird. Their biggest part of their business, they're in Maryland, by the way, is that they started doing ice cream delivery. And people said, well, how's that going to work? let me tell you, people loved having ice cream delivered during the pandemic and taking photos and doing all of this. And they created so much goodwill that their business grew, and they're going to continue their delivery service because it's still thriving. So it is about looking at, what can I do? And starting to question, how can I do it versus I can't do it right now. How can I do it? Because it can still be done. Instead of struggling and trying to pull money in and pull customers in, it's kind of letting go of what you were doing and saying, okay, what can I do now? This is a great time to ask, how can I do it differently? How can I serve people in a new and different way? You know, what we're doing here and what your chamber is doing is such a magnificent way, in my experience. I work with a lot of chambers. Really, I'm not saying this blows smoke. This is the best that I have seen in showing up and giving people webinars and content and helping them. That is how you ask, how can we help? So it's not this uphill, it's being helpful. Look at your business today and be honest with yourself. Go to your thoughts. Did you ask yourself, how can I change and do business differently and make this pandemic my best friend? So I'll take you inside Terry's head for a minute. The pandemic hits, and the first question I ask is, what are people going to need and how can I deliver that? So I actually have a new area of my business. I knew that most doctors don't know a thing about Zoom and telemedicine. I then opened up a whole consulting avenue of my business, teaching doctors how to go online. It is making up an extra, probably brought in an extra $600,000 so far. And I love it, and it's really fun, and the doctors are super grateful. So I took a doctor. She came to me during the first month of pandemic, and she said, I made $257 last month. I still want to pay my staff. I still have an office that I have to pay rent on and equipment. I can't survive on this. So she has made about $680,000 now as a result of me showing her how to go online. That's the question you need to start asking. Okay, how do I do it now? How do I do it different? Because these things are your best friend. So be honest for a moment. How is it in your business right now? Are you stressed and struggling? Are you doing it the same old way? Or is it time for you to adapt and change? You can't do the same old thing and expect it to work. You have to learn a modern way of doing business. And there is a modern way of doing business if you're ready to change. You've got to be ready to change and to transform into the new way of doing it. And I may be blowing some of your minds. And so I'm going to say a few things that are going to blow your minds a little more. People have tried many social media platforms, and some people are like, I know my people are in LinkedIn. I get people who go, my people are in Pinterest or Twitter, or I'm going to Clubhouse. I can't stand Facebook anymore. Or, you know, Instagram is where it's at. So I'm just going to be really upfront, and this is a Terry researched, documented, factual statement. This isn't, I believe, this is years of documents. I've studied Facebook. I'm considered a Facebook expert. Facebook is the largest social media platform, period. There are more users on Facebook. There are billions more than any other platform. Facebook, the average person spends 30 minutes a day. The other platforms, 3 minutes average. So I don't build an email list. What? I don't go buy a marketing list. Remember, I said I go where my audience is? Even if you don't think your audience is on Facebook and you're going, my audience isn't there. I love when I get a new client and they tell me that, because I go find their audience. I go, yeah, they're there. Either their friends or family or colleagues are there. You know, those people who said, I'm leaving Facebook. Yeah, they have Facebook accounts, most of them. Facebook is thriving. Yes, iOS heard it for its ads with their update. They're not going anywhere. So you don't have to go build your own thing. Go to where your audience already hangs out. That's a clue. That's called a clue. And I hope you'll really take that. So I'm going to just talk about the money with Facebook. I don't use Facebook ads hardly ever. I gave Facebook $50 last year. $50, by the way, I made back $18,500. I would do that again and again, except I prefer not to give Mark Zuckerberg my money. So what do? I have a Facebook group. It's called Heartrepreneurs. That has an S at the end. Heartrepreneurs with Terry Levine. It's by invitation only. You're all invited. There's about 6,200 business owners in there. And here's what I do. It's not like other Facebook groups. Follow me on Instagram. Why would anybody follow you? Who needs to follow you? I deliver all of my valuable content for free. You go in there, you go to the file section, you will not believe what I give you for free. Every week I go in there on a Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and I create a live training. I teach, I share, I serve, doing exactly what I'm teaching you. And you know what happens? That's reverse marketing that I had you write down. Some of the people will raise their hand and they'll say, how do I get to work with you? Or I need help, or can you help me implement? And that is how every single year, about $1 million of my business comes from that group organically without me selling or pitching. I really want you to breathe that in. I really want you to get that. It's so important because what I see is people are just gambling. They're spinning the wheel. They're hoping that they're going to get lucky. And one of these marketing things they're doing is going to work. My formula is proven. It's guaranteed and it does work and it will work if you apply it. My other little bonus tip here today is stop spending time on content. People come to me and I'm going to write a book and I'm writing an ebook and I'm going to write a course and I'm blah, 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 blah. I'm creating all these wonderful slides. Why? You don't need it. We deliver two things. One is an automated webinar. I'm going to show you one at the very end. You can model it. That's another clue. And the other one is a consumer awareness guide. That's all my clients create. Two things, nothing else. We drive people to those two things day and night. We get people applying, no matter what business or industry. Works in every business and every single industry. So what I'm sharing with you today should take away your stress, your frustration, should give you back a lot of time freedom and really push your business over the finish line with at least another 6 figures. So if you felt any frustration in your business and any stress, this is my favorite slide. It's the fork in the road. You could keep doing things the old way. Funnels, one of the old ways that I have to address. I think funnels are the worst thing that have happened to marketing, period. A funnel is not transparent, authentic, or in integrity. You get invited to a book funnel. Some of you have probably seen this. Get my book for free. I'm like, oh, I love to read. I'll get a free book. I go there. It's not really free. It's free plus shipping. And sometimes the shipping is more than I can go buy the book for on Amazon. Well, that's not being transparent. That's not in integrity, right? Not at all. And so what happens when I see that is I run. I don't want to be a part of that. That doesn't interest me at all. And then you get into a funnel and it's get my book. And that's like, wait, you don't really need the book. You need this course. Wait, now that you got the course, you really need this. That's not in integrity. Okay, so the fork in the road is do it that way, which makes the companies that own funnels very, very wealthy, or do it with integrity. Do it heart to heart. Build relationships. You know, social media is supposed to be social, where we talk and we have conversations and we don't pitch at each other. So if you take the right road, the new modern coaching way, success is there. And let me tell you why I know this. I just laid all the footprints in the sand. You literally just step into my footprints, you follow what I'm doing, what my clients are doing, and it will work. I want to give you one last bonus, and this is my what I call fly trap sales model. And what I mean by fly trap is people just come in and then they sort of get stuck because they love it so much. I don't have sales conversations at all. And my team doesn't have sales conversations. The transformation is just helping someone get a result. We get on the phone with someone who applies and we cut through any BS and any pretentious stuff. And we just figure out by asking 5 simple questions how we can help someone. And you will hear those questions if you apply and you want to chat with us. We'll teach you the questions. There's a whole fantasy going on right now about doing business the old way and that it works. And I hope that as you're with me, that you're seeing that fantasy dissolve, because that fantasy is not true. What I'm sharing with you in the modern coaching method is the reality. That's what I want you to understand. The money is here. You can make plenty of money and have more time freedom, which, by the way, is just as important to me as money, right? So if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, I covered a lot. We went kind of fast. It's, you know, the end of the day. If you're ready for the next level, you want to go a little bit further, think about what it is you want in your life. We all want different things. It could be a second house, it could be a car, it could be more money. Maybe you want to take care of your family better, put your kids in private school, send your kids to college. Everyone has different wants. Maybe you want to be heard, maybe you want to know what direction you're supposed to be going in. Maybe you're unclear of your purpose, your vision, your self-worth. You want more customers, you want to make a bigger impact, whatever it is for you. We all want different things, and I know that. I've had clients that want to travel, they want, you know, luxury experiences and vacations, and they want to spend time with their spouse or their partner, they want to spend time with their grandkids. We all have different wants. I find that it's really important for you to get clear on what you want: approval, wisdom, direction, any of those things. And, you know, this is really important that you can get more leads and more prospects. So, permission to reveal, may I have permission to reveal really quickly how you can get more info? All right, Eric's smiling. So I'll go with Eric. I put a masterclass training together because I can't teach you everything now. I mean, if I had more hours or a whole day, I couldn't teach it all. I put together an educational webinar, and it's at TL, my initials, Terry Levine, tlwebinar.com. Go there, get a pen and a piece of paper or open a Word doc, take notes. And at the end, if you want to go further, you want to know the 5 questions and to go further, we will do that through an application if we feel that we can help you. So my value proposition for today is that you take action and that you go and you watch that masterclass, the TL webinar, and you learn more and you start figuring out how you can apply what I taught you today, because it actually really works. So again, it's tlwebinar.com, and we'll take some time for some questions. So I haven't been looking at the chat, as you probably have guessed. I've been focused over here. So I'm going to ask you, Eric, to share anything that we need here.
Sure. First, Dr. Levine, great webinar. Lots of information, a lot of nuggets in there. So this is being recorded. So if anyone wants to take another look at it, we also uploaded the link for the future recording. I think Pauline is going to have this up. Today's Thursday, probably the latest Monday, maybe on the weekend. I've seen Pauline do this like the next day. So just go back to the link and see when it gets updated. So Pauline, great job on that. With that, if anyone has any questions or comments or a personal story, if you want to share something that you're going through in your marketing that you would like to talk to Dr. Levine at a 20, 30,000 foot level and share with the rest of us, but please, by all means, do that now. And you can also type in your question in the chat if you don't want to have your voice recorded. I know some of you guys might be shy or something, but sure, this is your opportunity. So sure, jump in.
I'm here to answer any questions, anything that you want. You're very welcome, Bernard. Happy to be here, happy to help you. I see some familiar faces from last time, which is wonderful too.
Yep.
Any questions? Go ahead.
One of my questions, I'll just jump in right there. One of the things I like that you said was this works in a lot of businesses, and what I like about it is you know, you have a lot of businesses like for example, I think we have one company, I'll just call him out, Bernard, who's in the IT industry, and you know, there's a lot of companies that do IT, and I think your process actually brings out the uniqueness out of each company into that marketing. Could you maybe dive into that, a little bit of that process? Not that it's an easy process, but give us like maybe a peek through the door of how deep that process is for you and your clients.
Really good question. So first, I show up, and this is really important. I show up listening, right? Yes, I have knowledge and skills and experience, and I want to hear, where are you at? Where are you frustrated? What have you tried? And then what's your vision? So I want to explain something. You know what? I'm probably going to tip my hand and give some of the 5 questions. The first question I always give away, the first question that I ask people is what's working or what's going right? We don't want to reinvent something that's actually working for you, right? So, what's working? And I'll answer that, Kyle. Thank you. And what's going right? Then, when I hear what's going right, then I want to know what, and I'm again tipping my hand on some of the questions. What is your ideal vision? So, if I had a magic wand, what would your business look like and what would your life look like? Because as I said, I'm really concerned about people having time freedom. Life can disappear in an instant, as we've all experienced. And I want to make sure that you are living in the moment for the moment. You can't go back to the past and you don't know what's coming tomorrow. So that's very important priority for me. Then once I know your ideal vision, it actually becomes asking your past clients, your current clients or customers, and your prospects, and everyone you know. And this is the question: if I can give you one result and only one result. So if my software could give you one result, if I could help you as your IT consultant with one result, if my restaurant could do something better, if you are using me as your mortgage broker and I could do better, what is that? And you listen and you get at least 15, I prefer 50, and you really hear what that is, what's going to make it different, and what people really want. Then we relanguage and we create a core unique positioning statement. And then I teach you how to do the consumer awareness guide and automated webinar. Yeah, even if you're brick and mortar. And we just drive people to you every day. One of my clients, as a matter of fact, she's in Texas. She's brick and mortar. And she has a testimonial for me online that says, I have gotten more customers every single day of the week in the last 6 months working with you than I did in 16 years. And she's not marketing at people. She's listening to them and building relationship. Did that answer for you, Eric?
Yeah, that's great. I think what's important, especially with COVID, it was that relationship building that you had
Yes.
prior to COVID. And that's something that I personally experienced. Was a lot of my business grew because of the past relationships I've had with people. And you're right, when COVID hit, people needed help and they need to find that help. So if you're already in the mix, you're already in the crowd, you're already there, they were like, oh my gosh, I know Dr. Levine, I'm going to go and talk to her because you kept that relationship going. And it was authentic relationship. And
Yeah,
that's the most important. That's
got it.
very important.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on that because it's so important. It's all about relationships. So if I wanted more client family members today, I would, first of all, go to my current client family members and say, hey, I'd like to help more people, right? I would go to anybody that I'm connected with on social media and say, hey, you know what I do? I'm looking to help more people. It's relationship. It's heart to heart, authentic conversation. Yeah, you said it. We're aligned.
Yeah.
Kyle, you
Yeah.
want me to answer Kyle's question next?
Yes, there were two questions. The
Okay.
first one is if Facebook or LinkedIn isn't the answer, then what social media would you suggest?
Facebook is the answer. I'm going to just say 100%. Facebook is the answer, no matter what you think, 100%. And I love when people challenge me and they go, my market isn't there. Give me 4 days and I will build you a Facebook group because your market is there. You just don't know how to reach them. So the reason I say LinkedIn, and I used to love LinkedIn, I'm not a big fan right now. LinkedIn has become a pitch fest. It's become a lot of spam. People's posts aren't being seen. And Microsoft itself says they're going to go back to primarily being a human resource recruiting platform. So I advocate right now that you really do look into Facebook and your clients are there. So let me, before I go to Marianne, let me sort of tie that in because we've got the Facebook group question and that ties in. How did you grow a 62 member, 100 member group? I have some other groups. I have a dental group that's got 10,000 and I've got a sales group that's got 12,000. So it is proprietary how I do it. I'm going to still reveal some of it. It's not with Facebook ads, which is how most people do it. It is to create and model mine. Like if you go to my group, you will see my settings. And I tell people, imitate my settings. It's a private group. It's a closed group. You'll see how I have it set up. One, I set it up with keywords. And Facebook loves keywords. Most people don't use them. So it knows exactly who I'm looking for as my target market. The next thing I do is I ask about 100 people that I know to go into the group, friends, family, colleagues, coworkers, because once you get 100 people in the group, Facebook goes, oh, they're building a group. I'll start organically recommending it. So you'll be on Facebook and it'll say, hey, Eric, we have some groups we think you'd like to be a part of, and your group will show up. The next thing is go in there and drop content like crazy. And then on my personal page, my business page, my emails, all my other social media networks, I'm like, hey, I just put in a free document that teaches you XYZ. Would you like it? Just go to my Facebook group to get it. Okay, so everybody has to go to my Facebook group. Everybody has to go to my Facebook group. Then when you have your first 1,000 people, which doesn't take very long, you run a contest. I recently ran one, I'll run another one.
Yeah.
And I basically, instead of paying Facebook, I don't want to pay Facebook, no offense to Mark Zuckerberg, I'd rather pay somebody in my group. So I said, hey, invite like-minded people. Our group is by invitation. I'm going live on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I do it every week, this week, last week, whatever it was. I'm teaching to be an authority and how I have published 47 books with major publishers, and you can do the same thing. Come learn. And so all I did is I said, you know, please share, and the top 5 sharers are going to get paid. So I paid them instead of Facebook. We grew the group 600 just in that couple of day promo. I run that every once in a while. So we're going to grow the group again eventually. Pretty soon, I'm getting ready to go to 10,000. And if you're in the group, I will say, model what I do. I have a client that literally modeled what I did on his Facebook group that had 50 people. And I looked at his group this morning and he has 3,800. So it's very simple. Marianne, I want to start my consulting business. I only have prospects. Okay. No, do not advertise on Facebook. And this is where, you know, everybody starts. Number one, Facebook ads are very difficult right now to get approved. Facebook is all AI. It's all artificial intelligence. You will not get help. They reject ads sometimes for no reason. I have a client who ran the same ad for 6 months, got tons of business, trying to run the same ad, and Facebook says it's a violation of community standards. Not one word in there that is. It's AI. So number one, that's very difficult. Number two, with the iOS update, ads aren't being seen by that many people, and it's very difficult to run ads. Don't run ads. So what I'd really like you to do, Marianne, and I definitely would recommend that not only do you watch TL webinar, apply for a call afterwards, because I'd really like to be able to help you with this, is start engaging on content in Facebook groups. So go Google content, just like you said. What are people looking for? I use a plugin called Uber Suggest. It plugs into Google Chrome, Uber Suggest. And then I put in search terms and it will say, no, this is what people want. So now I actually can use their words. Then drop into about 5 Facebook groups. And you can do this in my group. I'll give you permission in Entrepreneurs with Terry Levine. Start asking people, hey, I'm starting a consulting business and I'm curious, if you were looking for one result from a business consultant, tell me what that would be. And then go join several Facebook groups that have your target audience. So who do you want to work with? And let's say I'm going to make it up, women realtors, I'm just making that up. Join those Facebook groups and then ask the admin, can I ask this question? I'm not pitching, I'm not selling. And most of the admins will say yes, and start collecting that data. Keep it in a Google spreadsheet so you can see, oh, these people want this, they want this, and a common theme will start to pop up. That's a good starting point. So Bernard, I'm going to relanguage something. I hope you'll all forgive me. I'm also a life coach and a clinical psychologist, so I get into some mindset stuff. My challenge, so we're going to say up until now, my challenge, because when we start saying my challenge, what the brain hears is, oh, it's a challenge, it's difficult, it's hard. When we add these simple words, up until now, as soon as we add those words, the neurological patterning in our brains starts saying, oh, that's over. Okay. So up until now, you've had prospects. You've have been unable to sort of decide on a niche, right? And it's like, oh my gosh, I have several clients, there's multiple verticals. This is a very common thing. This is what I probably see more than anything else. So I'm going to ask you to answer a few questions for yourself. So first I want you to take some time writing down, and I really want you to write. When I say write, I mean pen, paper, and writing. When you keyboard, you only use one hemisphere of the brain. When you write on paper, you engage both, and creativity flows. So I don't want you to block anything creative. This is a good exercise for all of you, by the way. So Bernard, thanks for asking the question. So start writing down, what are the skills, talents, and abilities that I have? First, write that down. Set a timer for 2 minutes, use your phone, 2-minute timer, just free flow. When you think you have no more ideas, keep going. Don't censor, don't judge. Set that aside. Then I want you to do another 2-minute timer exercise. Who are the people that I know and have fast access to? So if I said, go talk to 5 people tomorrow, who are those people? What do they have in common? Are they salespeople? Are they mortgage people? Who are they? So you're going to do that exercise for 2 minutes. And then the third one that I want you to write down, again, 2 minutes, who would I love to work with? Who would be like so amazing and fun and interesting? Who would be ideal? When you've done all 3 of those exercises, I usually take a yellow highlighter and I go and I highlight the things that still resonate. I ignore everything else. And then I see common themes and patterns. And if you do that exercise and you go to TL webinar, at the end of that, you apply to chat with my chief advisor, you can actually say, hey, I did this thing that Dr. Terry had me do. Here's what I came up with. What do you think? And he's brilliant. Ken is my chief advisor, and he literally will give you time and give you value, and will start helping you and give you even more ideas. Oops, bug is flying at me. Sorry about that. Being outside is interesting.
So also part of your note taking, also write down. I mean, I know everyone took a lot of notes, and again, this is going to be recorded, so you can always reference back this exact video recording in the next couple of days. But right now, if you can just take a minute, thanks, Bernard. If you can just take a minute and just maybe write down like the top 3 things that you take away from what Dr. Levine was saying just now in this past almost hour. Just write down for yourself like the top 3 things, and then write down exactly what you're going to do to address those 3 things. So what are your action items that, okay, my top 3 thing is, Facebook groups, private Facebook groups are great. Okay. Then what's your action to that first thing? Right. Just write those down by the end of the webinar. That way, you have a little bit of an action plan to take with you, and that you have a goal for, at least for the next couple of days, or by Sunday, this weekend. Enjoy the weekend and a little bit of work, because you guys are here doing your business owners. So you got to be here doing something. We work on weekends. We work every day. I don't even know what today is. I'm just working. But you just, Christina's like, yeah, I hear you. So just do that and just write those top 3 things, what your takeaways are, and specifically what you're going to do with those takeaways. And then one of them should be join Dr. Levine's Facebook group. I think, did you post that in the chat? I think, yeah, you did. Yep, there it is.
Yep, there it is. I'll drop it again for anyone. And model what I do in the group. Go to the files, take all the freebies in the files. Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, I do trainings. Eric just said something so important, which is implement, right? Action items. It's great that you got some help today. And if you don't do anything with it, it becomes what I refer to as shelf help. We've all been to seminars where we go, yeah, that was great, and we shove the book behind us on a bookshelf and we don't pick it up again. I didn't come here and give you time and dedicate time, and I'm sure the chamber didn't either, for you to get shelf help. We came to help you implement and to get real results.
Yep. Pauline, you want to say something on that? Put you on the spot.
No, it's true. How many self-help books, self-help businesses, webinars, seminars that we've attended, and we really just don't do. We start out with a great idea and we let it fizzle. So we have this opportunity to reinvent ourselves. So take Terry's advice and get working this weekend. Fantastic. Especially we're coming into a holiday weekend, so we've got 2 weeks to put a date on it. Independence from whatever you were doing before. How's that?
I like that.
Smart words.
There you go. So I just want to say, if there aren't any other questions or comments, you do have Dr. Levine's contact information. You have, a way of reaching back out to her. Juan, you have a question? Yes.
I was just, can you hear me?
Yes.
I was just curious in this group who's here, what kind of businesses are they trying to run? I know Bernard Davis has IT. What about everybody else?
So if you don't mind, may I just call out individuals? Christina, if you want to, you can type it in, or you can just announce yourself. This is a great mini commercial right now. So Christina, what businesses are you running?
So hi, I had been an independent contractor for about 20 years doing business development and marketing, and decided to just make it real and do a business with my children, with my 3 daughters. And I am starting a very small neighborhood publication in Lanham called Lanham Living.
Nice. Patrice?
Hi, good afternoon. Great presentation, Dr. Levine. I am a educational consultant, the IEP team. I help families that have children with disabilities navigate the IEP process. And we also do educational tutoring. And that's what the pandemic helped me to pivot to. So thank you for the 18 seconds.
Joseph, I think that's what's listed there.
I am not Joseph. This is my son's name from virtual and I forgot to update it. I am pre-revenue, so I'm not officially in business yet. I am a legal entity, but I'm working my way in that direction. But essentially, I'm an inventor. I've established my own chafingware line or collection, and it really was born out of a love for home interior and decor. So I'm trying to really kind of marry 2 industries together, if you will. The ultimate goal as to why I created the chafing dishes is because I just wanted to be able to elevate the presence of serving tables, buffet tables, which obviously was very popular before the pandemic and prayerfully, was slowly but surely coming back. But, I just looked at when there are events that are taking place, parties and celebrations and things of that nature, how you have various tables in the room. And in my mind, the buffet table, the table where you're serving your food, should really be the main headliner. But because of the offerings that are available for which the food is served in, it just doesn't get that bright light, the spotlight that it should. So I love creating. So like I said, it gave me this opportunity to create this line and to also be able to add the decorative aspect to it as well. So I don't know if I can say in a nutshell just yet, what do? I guess I elevate, the presence of buffet tables. I'll probably be calling you Dr. Levine to kind of get that a little bit more tightened, but essentially that's my why. Yeah.
So Rodolfo. We can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Uh-oh, what's going on? You want to type it, I can read it for you. But in the meantime, Bernard. You're on mute. You're still on mute. There you go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. It's good to see you again. It's been a while. Yeah, we are a IT company. We specialize in helping small and mid-sized businesses grow by utilizing technology, making sure that we kind of understand what tools they need and applying it to whatever goals they have. Now, with that being said, this is why I need help in figuring out the niche, because that covers so many people. But yeah, thanks, Eric.
No problem. Good to see you too, sir.
Yeah, and Dr. Levine.
Yes.
We'll talk soon.
I look forward to that very much, Bernard.
Good. Let's see. All right. So just real quick, Juan, what do you do?
Well, yeah, I just moved into the Bowie area about 2 years ago, and I'm fully employed. I work in the marketing team with a Maryland firm, but I'm a graphic designer, and my issue has always been finding a niche, like Bernard was saying, because I can do pretty much everything, but it's so hard to offer those services without having a proprietary line. But after this, I figured out that the best work that I've done is taking brands that are a little outdated and bringing them into the present, like uplifting and giving a facelift to those brands, and for small businesses and like that and such. So that's what I want to tackle, and that's why I was trying to start in the Bowie area, to like be a part of the community and like help all the businesses.
Yeah.
So
No, I think that's a thanks, Juan, for sharing. Thanks everyone. I don't know if thanks for sharing that, because being part of the Bowie community, you definitely want to talk to Pauline, because she's the chamber executive there, and you can definitely tie into the chamber. So with that, I think that we're up on time, and I really want to say just thank you for everyone's interaction. Thanks for everyone just jumping on and just taking part of this. And I know Dr. Levine, any final words before you jump on the highway and get into traffic again?
Looks like the traffic is moving, so I'll be getting on the highway. I want to thank all of you for your time, for your attention, and I'm super approachable. So reach out, get into the Facebook group. You can ask questions of me right in the group. Tag my name, I'll answer them. And then do take advantage of TL webinar. Take a lot of notes. That's going to take you even further. And if you want to apply for time to chat with me or my team, I'd be happy to help and serve. So thank you very much to you, Eric, to Pauline, and to all of you. I have totally enjoyed being here with you.
Yeah, this was great. This was great. So Dr. Levine's probably going to have to take off and sort of get back on the road. But in the meantime, I just want to share my screen just real quickly. Take care. We'll definitely talk, Dr. Levine.
All right.
So
bye for now.
Bye. So our next session is June 24th, and Ardo Powell, he's going to talk about tax strategies to increase profit and revenue for your business. I've known him for a long time. He's going to be talking about looking into your business and finding ways to improve your revenue and profit from the tax strategy perspective. So it's going to be quite interesting. He was on last week and started giving us a little bit of a hint of what he's going to talk about. So you can go back to last week's video and take a look at what he's talking about. So we're gearing up towards our final session, which is July 1st. So, after Ardo, we'll have a final session, and then we'll definitely do our pitch competition thereafter on July 15th. So I definitely look forward to having all of you there. So before you leave, I'm going to turn it over to Pauline, who's going to ask you a few questions and do a quick survey. So Pauline, thank you for doing this, and it's great seeing everyone here, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Pauline?
Oh, thank you so much, Eric. And thank you everyone for joining us today. And if you could take a moment and answer our exit poll questions, it's a great help to me. And again, another informative interview by 1917 LLC. Thank you, Terry, and thank you, William. And now more than ever, we need our business plans. So thank you. And this concludes our event.